Hello and welcome to HiveCoffee Live tonight. My name is Mike and I'm your host. And I'm just hanging out here drinking some coffee. I got myself an extra large triple coffee from Tim Hortons. And I'm just preparing my post on Leo Finance for this live event. It is 8:39, so I'm a little bit early. 20 minutes until technically it's supposed to start. But hey, we're just hanging out. It doesn't have to start specifically at any particular time. I'm just hanging out and hoping that somebody connects here in the chat. So I'm going to open up the HiveCoffee chat line and we'll see. I think Robbie is in the chat. How's it going, Robbie? We'll see if your microphone is working tonight. He was having some issues getting it unmuted yesterday, and I do see that perhaps our other guest might be here as well. Alright, that invitation is sent. And why don't we put on some music? What do you think? How's everybody doing today? I hope you're all having a fantastic afternoon. I have an exciting prize to give out tonight. Now, I'm going to have to make this full size here. Oh. So this is the prize wheel. These names are just the generic names. But this here is the prize ball. And earlier I posted this prize ball, and this represents a payout of rewards from the post that I'm about to create tonight. And the Powerball, specifically, that's the reward from earlier. So let's just take a quick look on Leo Finance here. Alright, so the prize ball here is worth 2.24 Leo, half of the payout, whatever that ends up being, I'm going to send to the winner of the prize wheel. So at 9 o'clock or just before 9 o'clock when I make this post, put hashtag prizeball in the comments and make sure that you upvote using leofinance.io. Log in there with your key. If you don't have a key, go to ecency.com, ECENCY.com, and sign up. I'll put that link here right now since it's a quick sign up. You get Century. Alright, so if you want to sign up real quick, you can do that with the ecency link. I'm not sure if there is a Leo Finance sign up link, but let me just... There we go. Alright, we're playing a game here tonight. Now I've got to put some music on. Hang on a moment here as I pull out a folder. Music is provided by Antis Instrumentals, available in the Creative Commons. Makes it a little bit more exciting to sit here and listen to me. Now let's make sure that the stream is smooth. 3 minutes in, and I don't think I have this embedded yet. Alright. Why is it doing that? Why? Why oh why? I think I'm having an issue. Alright, we'll hit save here on this. Now, is this the same one? No, that's different. Okay, so copy that link. We're going to put that over here. And I've got to put a better thumbnail on this. I don't think I can even do it. Oh, there we go. Thumbnail. So I'm just hanging out, drinking some coffee, getting my live stream set up. So I've got that part done. Hey there, I'm live in the chat now. It is 8:47 p.m. and I'm about to post the HiveCoffee live tonight post. I'm just going to proof it here. What does it say? Well, join me live in the HiveCoffee Discord right now. Sign up for your Hive account so you can log in to Leo Finance and leave a comment. HiveCoffee. HiveCoffee is a new show where I drink coffee and talk to Hivers. Join the HiveCoffee Discord chat so we can have a conversation about what interests you. Let's turn this prize ball down in size. This is getting ridiculous here. Okay. So we'll come back to this later on in the show. I'll just leave it here in the corner. And then, of course, the prize ball, which you're all excited and waiting for. There. That's good for now. Alright, back to this. I'm just reading my HiveCoffee post here before I post it. I have a schedule here and I intend to fill it up. Please volunteer below and tell me what you'd like to discuss. Tag someone you'd like to see. Who will be my guest tonight? So I ended up speaking with Disregard Fiat over the weekend and posted his video on Monday. Did a live chat on Tuesday and was able to catch up with my friend Phil, and Robbie, of course, joined the chat as well. And tonight, the Logical Dude, and Robbie's joining me again. In the HiveCoffee chat on Discord, you can find the link in this official post, which is about to be posted on leofinance.io/HiveCoffee. HiveCoffee number 3 with Disregard Fiat, featuring Deluxe.io, which is VR on the blockchain. I had a great chat the other day with Disregard Fiat on the HiveCoffee Discord. So check out Deluxe.io, follow Deluxe-io on Leo Finance. Decentralized, limitless user experiences. Digital spaces responsive across mobile, desktop, and headset, all across via text, via tags in the Hive social network. That's a bit of a mouthful. Help me tell the Hive stories. When did you sign up? When did it get really exciting for you? What do you love about it right now? And what problems are you trying to solve? I want to find out why Hive rocks, and I want to talk about it. So let me just see if our guest here makes it on over to the chat. This is the prize ball here. I just want to make sure that this is working properly, because in my YouTube live streaming, it only, here you can see this, it's like only the top of my head is showing up. That's kind of weird. Oh yeah, it seems to be working just fine. I just want to make sure that this is working properly. YouTube live streaming. Yeah, it seems to be okay. So here I am on YouTube. You can leave me a comment on YouTube. You can join me on Leo Finance. Make sure you post on this post. Well, make sure you upvote this post and then post on this post. Leave a comment below. I'm just grabbing a picture and I'm multitasking. Copy image address. There we go. Okay, does that work? Don't forget.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Phil?
Hey, this is the logical dude.
Oh, sorry about that. I thought you were my other friend there. I see now that it's you. What's your name?
It's Adam.
Adam. Hey, I'm Mike.
Hey, Mike.
I also have my friend Robbie here in the chat, but his microphone is having an issue where you can't unmute it.
Yeah, right.
But he's hanging out with us here tonight. I'm also live streaming on YouTube, and I'm about to post a official live stream event post on HiveCoffee right now. I think it's ready to go. Did you find a good spot with Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I'm good. Are we doing a video or just audio?
Well, right now I'm live streaming right to YouTube. The audio is going through my OBS live streaming software, and I have my my scene set up here. So I was just doing a little bit of an introduction, talking about this post I'm about to make. I'm going to click it right now. Bam. Alright, watch HiveCoffee live tonight, February 3rd. Join me live in the HiveCoffee Discord right now. You can follow this link And it should still take you there. No, I gotta fix that too. Hang on a moment. I want people to be able to find this place. But only right now. So if you go to my HiveCoffee page, you'll see the video live stream. And if you want me to throw up a profile picture or something, you could do that. If you have a video camera, I can just show the Discord page.
Yeah, we can just do the little Discord thing for my icon. It's fine.
Okay, cool. Alright, so I think that's set, and then this one
Or
down
we
here.
can look at me. I don't care. I can turn on video.
Absolutely. I'll pop back there in just a
I'm
second.
a little dark right now, so I'll take off my glasses.
No worries. Alright. So that, and then where's the Discord link? Right here. There, that is updated. Bam. Alright, we are live now on Leo Finance. Tonight, if you can see the live stream, you can see I'm watching the video here, streaming, and if you are watching us on Leo Finance, jump on into the Discord. Let's have a chat right now. I am joined by the Logical Dude. Hello, how's it going tonight?
Hello. Doing good. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Drinking coffee way too late at night, but it's any time is a good time to drink coffee. What do you think?
I'm a morning guy myself. I actually quit drinking coffee for about a year.
Oh, that's
Went back into my life. Yeah.
That's probably a good thing, cutting back.
Yeah, when you get up to about 2 pots a day, it's it becomes a problem.
Oh man, I remember I found a coffee pot under my sink when I moved into my brother's old place. And I was so excited that I brewed like 3 pots of coffee. Suddenly it was 4 in the morning and I couldn't sleep.
Yeah, I used to, I spent about 8 years working for Apple. 4.5 of that was working from home, answering calls. So I was drinking coffee constantly just to stay in it.
Well, you do it because you have to, because you need the energy, right?
Yeah. It got to a point though to where it was the headache started taking over, and it got rough. And then I was downsizing and moving into my current nomadic situation, and I was just like, it's something that needed to change. So I killed coffee for about a year, and I let it back in a couple of months ago when I started really getting into all this development stuff. And helped me be a little bit more productive. So. But I took my work up in the morning, man, and that's good. So.
Absolutely. Self-control is very important, and if you can cut something out of your life, it can open up all sorts of other energy for other things, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So
It let me know that I can live life without it. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you can live without it, that's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, how long have you been on Hive?
I'm sorry?
How long have you been on Hive?
So, I came from Steam, so I've been on that blockchain for a little over 2 years now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was January 2019 is when I joined Steam, and then, of course, when we forked over, I came with that. So, yeah,
That's
it's been around for a little bit.
That's cool. What really excites you about Hive? What interests you when it comes to what brought you here that first kind of got you into it?
Well, what got me into it was just the fact that, when I was exploring cryptocurrency and that kind of thing, started getting into crypto back in 2018 during the bear market, once everything was kind of dropping. So went through all that, but that was actually one of the best learning experiences. It was one of the best times to actually learn about crypto was during all of that. Instead of, on the rise when everybody's, FOMOing and everything else, you don't get accurate information when everybody's in a euphoric situation.
Definitely.
So yeah, I thought that was actually a great time to just, be in the bear market, but that was what got me learning. But I came into crypto more or less for the revolution, for the financial revolution. I'm here for I'm gonna stay for the sick gains. That's awesome, but I'm here for what crypto brings and what I love about, Hive or Steam Hive, what attracted me to it was the fact that I could do the things that I was doing already on a daily basis and not getting paid for it, and I could still get paid for it.
Yeah.
And then I was learned, I learned about the whole, you own your data, you are a stakeholder in the platform and that kind of thing. Learned about this, learned about it as I went along, and it just, in my kind of, I guess, voluntarist kind of, libertarian mentality, really saw, the, this could be the key to, fixing social media in a way, just to have everybody own their own stuff instead of Facebook, Twitter, whatever, censoring you, and owning your stuff and selling your stuff and everything else.
Absolutely.
But that's what really attracted me to it. And then once we got into Hive, once we did the fork over, I'm really involved with the Weed Cache community. I'm kind of like number 2, 3, whatever. I guess we don't really have numbers, but yeah, I am kind of like the lead dev for Weed Cache, I guess, at this point.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, I own the Weed Cache store. That's me. I did the design work. All the merchandise and everything. That's all me. But yeah, that I'm really involved with that community. So I was following the fork really closely because I was getting to a point that I was really wanting to start focusing on marketing Weed Cache and everything else, and all that went down. And so once it all settled out, I really just kind of was like, okay, this is my chance to jump in basically on ground floor. Hive at that point was brand new. Yeah, we brought the community over, but it was, I found that my opportunity to jump in and do something, and to, try to make a difference. And in May, I left my 8-year career with Apple, tired of getting my soul sucked out of my ears on a daily basis and not paid enough for it. But so, yeah, once I did that, and I was able to break all the contractual ties and everything that I had with them, because they had me like basically locked down as far as development was concerned. I couldn't do anything working for them. So other than like creating websites, but that was also an attraction for Hive because it's basically just creating websites, and that kind of thing. And I've been experienced in WordPress for a long time, so that's learning using the SteamPress plugin, now EXXP, and now the Hive RSS feed. I've been able to intertwine some stuff with WordPress, and so that's what gave me the ability. So once I left Apple, contractual stuff done, I went absolutely kind of nuts trying to create stuff, and yeah, that's where Hive List and now Hive Hustlers, Hive Funding, Hive Bay, all that's about to come into play.
Right. That's super interesting. And, I think a lot of us have similar experiences. We came to the platform and we kind of were playing with it while maybe the price was going up or down. But we were more interested in what we were building. We were more interested in the philosophy of it and the vision of, what this decentralized data layer is. How would you describe what Hive is to somebody who doesn't know what, maybe they heard of Bitcoin or something, but what is Hive when it comes to the technology layer?
So when I'm talking to, when I'm just talking to like a layman, about Hive and what it is, when I'm trying to get somebody into it, I tell them, it's basically the easiest way to get involved in cryptocurrency. Yeah, the setup can be, a little nefarious with, you get bombarded with, all these different keys and everything that you got to learn how to protect, which I am trying to build kind of like a bridge site, basically, which can ease people kind of into it. But basically what I'm talking about is, yeah, it's the easiest way for an average person to get into crypto, because it gives you everything that people basically do online on a daily basis, but just tied to the blockchain, and you get rewarded for it. You've got, your blogging, and now we've got stuff like Dbuzz, which is, microblogging, and then Leo's got their microblogging stuff coming along as well. And then, that's why I wanted to bring like a Web 2 style platform over to Web 3, like being the Craigslist of the blockchain kind of thing. So just to try to give people that continuity between the platforms, But yeah, I just say it's the easiest way to get in, and you're doing everything already on other platforms. Why not get paid for it?
I feel pretty much the same way. I had somebody message me last night say, "That's it. Tell me about how to do this," and I just sent them to Ecency to sign up. I said, because if someone can get a key and they can keep the key safe, then maybe they can consider getting some Bitcoin. But realistically, get a Hive account. You can start posting, start blogging, earn some rewards, and then once you're comfortable sending transactions and doing things, you understand sort of how this Web3 works. And I'm really excited about it. All the front ends are super interesting. There's lots of tokens that are on Hive Engine right now, and I even noticed that they have a Doge swap now, so you can put your
Yeah.
Dogecoin on the Hive Engine. That's really, really cool. So Hive List, we were talking
Hmm.
about this in the comments on one of your posts, and I just wanted to talk to you today to give you the chance to talk about what it is, what you have to do. I went ahead and I delegated some Hive,
Thank you. Yeah.
and so I'm looking
Uh,
forward to whatever that does.
yeah. So, well, yeah, I'll talk about that. But basically, at its core, Hive List is essentially a classifieds platform. Um, I've used Craigslist. Everybody's used Craigslist over the years. That kind of thing. If you're not familiar with Craigslist, then please crawl out of the rock that you're under. Um, kind of thing, because Craigslist has been around forever. But I think majority of the people that use Craigslist has been scammed on Craigslist in one form of way or another. Um, at least I have a couple of different times. It's not a cool experience. And then like once you like I bought a scooter one time from somebody, and I went and picked it up and got it back to my house. Went to crank it up the first time, and the thing caught fire and burned up. And then I couldn't get a hold of the person. Like they had wiped everything off Craigslist. And then I've been scammed another time. And so I was just like, look, what I love about blockchain is the transparency of it. And so that could create a nice, safe environment for people to be able to do transactions, because it is all recorded on the blockchain. You can't delete it. And so any correspondence that's done on the chain is there,
Here's another
so,
thing. We
yeah,
don't
go ahead.
talk about it very much, but we have reputation in our accounts. And you don't have reputation on Craigslist or Kijiji or
Yeah,
eBay maybe
exactly.
has some reviews, but reputation really does show if a user is like they're spammy or if there's someone who can be trusted. In general, I think that that system does work, and
Yeah, exactly. And I know that Hive has an escrow system. I don't honestly. I'm not like I'm a non-dev builder of stuff. That's why I like Craigslist. I'm not much of a coder. I did, development school back 8, 10 years ago, and I went to work for Apple and couldn't use it, so I kind of forgot most of it. But so this is actually kind of getting me back into some major development and stuff. But so like I try to make things as easy as possible, and that's what I like about. So like with Hive List, what I did was is I originally started was going to use the Steam Press stuff and just have like a whole WordPress platform, and that people could because with that plugin you can have a multi-user WordPress site, and everybody can have their Hive stuff logged into their platform. So I tried to get that started, but it didn't quite catch on with the people that were currently on Hive. And then I started thinking about it. Well, maybe I don't need to necessarily just focus on the people that are already here. I need to think about the people that are not here yet. And so kind of like Hive List is, you can get on it, you can interact with it and that kind of thing without necessarily signing on, but you can't post or anything. Where like my new site, Hive Hustlers, because the new community that I've just got, like I've got it set up to where you can log on with Discord, Twitter, Facebook, email. You can even sign in with a MetaMask wallet, even if you don't have a Hive account, and then get on there, interact with the community and that kind of thing, learn some stuff before you actually go and create your Hive account. So it'd be a way to actually get in, and then you can fill in your Hive information. I'm gonna have all that coming. Sorry, it's been kind of a long few days, and I've my brain's going about 9,000 miles an hour.
Hey, no
But
worries. We're just
yeah,
hanging out
but
here chatting. Do you have a drink? Do you have coffee or water or anything?
I got some water over here. Hang on a second. Grab that.
Help yourself.
Yeah, but so but Hive List essentially, getting back to that, um, I wanted that, I just wanted that feel, and plus, Hive didn't really have a whole lot of e-commerce going on. I we needed an e-commerce platform. Even back on Steam, I was looking at that kind of thing, because there was like the whole WooCommerce Steam plugin that was available that you could pay with Steam, on like a WooCommerce site, but we didn't have that for Hive. Well, Room Service took care of that and hooked us up with a fork of that plugin, so I was able to start creating stores. So what I did was is I attached onto, because Hive List is essentially kind of a Franken site. It's been through a couple of different iterations, and it's made up of three different top level domains. So you've got hivelist.io, which is the main like site. It's the main, information site. You've got the classifieds homepage, which has a bunch of RSS feeds coming from the blockchain. So when you click on one of the links, it actually takes you into the article. What I like about the classifieds front end is that in building it with WordPress, is it allows me to customize it, whereas the condenser is not very customizable at all. So the .org top level domain is the Hive condenser site. Um, but it's just I'm a UI guy, and it's just not very pretty to me. Plus, one thing that I think is kind of a downfall, and why I'm doing it this way, is that people get into this habit of what I call vote mining, where they just go through the feed and just click vote, and don't interact with the articles or anything like that. On hivelist.io, the classifieds front page there, it basically forces you to click on the actual article, and then it opens the article up on the blockchain where you can go and vote, and you can promote, you can comment, and that kind of thing.
That's a good
So
idea.
I tried to work it in a way to where I just kind of tied everything together, because the .org, hivelist.org is managed by the Hive Engine team. So that's all, that condenser and everything is all on their servers. Um, so that's how that operates. So I tried to tie it in a way, and the Hive RSS feed really helped out with that. Was able to link it to where you have like a regular, like, article listing there, but there's no voting or nothing like that. It doesn't show how much it's, made or anything. I wanted it to look like a classifieds platform,
Right.
because it's that whole thing that people need to know. People don't need to know what it's running on.
Yeah.
Most people don't want to know how email works. They just want it to hit send and let it go. They don't need to know, what's happening in the background.
Yeah.
That's where we need to get to in crypto overall, period. I think, and it's getting that way. And I'm just trying to do things the way that I know how to use them, to make that happen. So, yeah, I tried to make, and then you've got the store. So then there is hivelist.store, which is, I tried to get in and have like a whole lot of different items at first, and I was using a bunch of Chinese drop shipping companies. Well, yeah, COVID happened, and supply lines from China just
Yeah.
went to crap, just completely horrible. I tried to order some sample stuff, and I got the wrong stuff. It took 2 months to get to me. I'm like, no, I'm not putting my customers through that. So I completely xed that part of things, got rid of all that supply that I originally had up on the store, and then I just went to doing print on demand stuff. So I had a bunch of designs that I've made over the years from different stores. Like I used to have a couple of different other T-shirt stores, and so I took a lot of those designs and I'm putting them up on Hivelist.store, and you can order shirts and cases, laptop cases, different stuff. We've got some Hive merch. We've got Hive List merch. And then another thing that I'm doing, and is I have been going through, or I bought a few pieces. I'm going through NFT Showroom
Oh yeah.
and and I'm looking specifically for the limited reproduction right stuff because that allows me to use that work on t-shirts and things like that. So I do have some pieces that are community work that I purchased with the limited reproduction rights that are on the store, and any sales from that I send 10% back to the artist as well.
You
Just
can
as
see on
a,
my screen here, I'm looking at the Hive logo backpack. This is awesome. We got a Hive list face mask, Hive list
and you might
mug.
shoot me oh yeah, here we go.
That's very cool.
I was gonna see if I had a link there so I could
Yeah,
see
if
what you
you
were
check out the link, this is probably a good time to remind anybody watching live that you can visit leofinance.io slash at HiveCoffee, and that's where you can find the official post for this live event. Maybe you're hanging out with us here right now. Go on down to the bottom and like this post. Leave a comment below to let us know that you're watching, and comment hashtag prize ball so that you could enter to win the prize ball. I made this post earlier and people upvoted on it, so half of the liquid rewards will be paid out in 7 days, and at the end of this episode I'm going to spin this prize wheel with the names of anybody who's qualified. You can get qualified by, like I say, voting on this post, on the prize ball post, and then go to the main Hive Coffee Live Tonight post, just posted on Hive Coffee at Leo Finance, and make sure you vote on this and comment prize ball. This is the first time I've done this exactly like this, but
That's pretty cool.
just something fun for the live stream tonight. I have a couple friends in the Discord listening and people watching live on YouTube. So I'm looking at hivelist.store. That's pretty cool.
So the dot store actually the store has two parts. You have a physical store, which is the physical items and that kind of thing. And then I'm building a digital store, which is nothing but like ebooks, and then I'm gonna have like video courses and stuff like that. And I've got a bunch of stuff up there for sale on the digital side of things. The digital side is a subdomain. The reason I had to do it separately instead of putting them all together is because, all right, so just I've explained this, I've had to explain this many times. Um, Physical products, I'm a middleman. I have a U.S. bill that, U.S. dollar-based bill that I have to pay. So the reason I can't take a lot of the smaller, even like Hive List, I can't take that for physical products because the liquidity is not on the markets for me to turn around and resell those tokens to pay for the bill for the physical products kind of thing. Um, there's some things like with the weed cash store, I do accept weed because I will stake probably half of that in building up my stake, but the rest of it I do have to sell on the markets to pay my bills on it. So physical products, when you're accepting crypto for physical products, you do have to take that into account. So I usually have to sell out and go into USDC to my BitPay card, and that's what I use to pay my my merchant, my vendors and stuff with. So physical store, I can only accept like the higher cap stuff. Hive. I've got Leo now on there. I think Sim and the DEC token, a couple of other ones that are high volume, swap BTC, swap LTC, stuff like that. On the digital store, which is ebooks and stuff like that, it's all digital downloads. I accept a whole lot more of the Hive Engine tokens and stuff like that because I don't have anybody else I got to pay. So that is definitely one thing that I've been finding as a challenge with doing commerce via crypto is just the fact that unless you are producing it, which hey, if you and I throw this out there, if you guys do like 3D printing, because man, 3D printing is going to be the decentralized manufacturing arm of the world kind of thing. Like I think everybody needs to learn how to 3D print stuff.
100%.
Now, if you 3D print and make your own stuff, or if you screen print and make your own stuff, and if you don't have a middleman that you got to pay, cool. You accept whatever you want. As far as Hiveless is concerned, though, I got to be able to, throw these tokens back on the market and make this money to be able to pay in the middle. So that's why those are separate. So if you are shopping on the Hiveless store and you want a physical product and a digital product, you've got to check out. You got to do separate checkouts.
Right, that
So
makes sense.
yeah, that's just the way that has to be right now.
But while we're talking about the tokens, I'm actually super impressed with
Sure.
some of the top tokens, and I think the biggest ones right now would be, of course, Leo. Um, it would also be dark energy crystals for Splinterlands, and then sim tokens. But there's some other ones. There's like beer tokens. There's wine tokens now. There's so many different tokens, and that's why I wanted to get you on here to talk a little bit about, the Hive List token, because it's very difficult to keep up with all of it, even if you're paying attention. So for somebody who is coming to this brand new, it just could be overwhelming to them, and they might just buy a handful of random things. What do you think are the most functional Hive Engine tokens that are on there right now? When it comes to like having a companion project, or there's like right now, Leo has like $4 million in market cap. That's impressive, and most of it is staked. Only 2% of the supply is
Yeah.
liquid, which that's even higher than Hive. Hive does not have that high of a staking ratio.
No, Leo's jumping onto a different level. Like those guys are doing some amazing things. So I really admire what they're doing. I would yeah, Leo is definitely one of the top coins. I wish I would have. I slept on Leo, unfortunately. I did buy some like miners and stuff early in the project, but I was so focused on weed cash and trying to help build that, and because I'm a big cannabis advocate and that kind of thing. So I was really focused on that, and then just trying to build Hiveless and everything else. The One of the other ones that I'm really heavily involved with is CTP. So I'm trying to stake up as much of them as possible. So
So
with the Hive Hustlers project that I'm doing, um, I'm I'll get into the whole tokenomics and everything of what I'm doing with all this in just a second. But yeah, you'll eventually get paid out in SIM and CTP tokens by holding the Hive Commerce token that is being mined out.
and I'll get some
So
of that from by delegating right now.
well, you'll all right. So yeah, all right. We'll get into this. So list itself. All right, I have a whole page on list and what it's for. So list is a utility token essentially for the Hive list system. I'm gonna for Hive Bay, which is gonna be the upcoming community store. You're gonna be required to stake a certain amount of list. I'm gonna playing around with the numbers on that because the market's been going crazy. So I'm trying to let it kind of settle down and find like a good, I'm thinking about doing like 1,000 list stake requirement, like they do with the B and that kind of thing, because that's like their magic number for creating Hive Engine tokens and bots and stuff like that.
Right.
And that seems to be a good number. So I may maybe doing like a minimum of like 1,000 stake to create a store and that kind of thing. I'm working out all those numbers, but um, what staking lists gets you? So if you go to hivelist.io, there's a list token page. On that page, it explains everything about it. So you have the proof of brain. So if you use the Hivelist platform, there's like 7 different tags that you can use that are all listed on that page. Like for sale, like so if you have an item for sale, you put your little item up there, you put for sale in one of the first 5 tags that ends up on the front page of the Hivelist homepage or the Hivelist.io homepage. And then you got services, contests. Contest is one. Contest and for sale are 2 of the bigger tags, and Hive Commerce is another tag that gets used a lot. Um, then you've got Hive List. I'm sorry, been a long day. Let me do this again. Hive List, classifieds, for sale, services, gigs, contest, and Hive Commerce. Those are the 7 tags that if you use one of those, it's going to earn you list tokens through the Scottbot system.
Interesting.
Now, yeah, and if you stake it, So you also earn tokens. Okay, so if you stake your list, you earn more list tokens via staking. Okay, so it's basically split up to where 90% of the rewards pool during the day goes to the proof of brain stuff. So post creation, curation, that kind of stuff. 10% of the rewards pool goes to the staking. So that's how that works. So what is an added bonus, because I'm an e-commerce platform, is that any of the stores that I'm involved with, if you get to a minimum of 1,000 list staked, you become part of the list staking club.
Right.
And there's different tiers. So you've got like 1 to 5,000 is a 5% discount, 5,001 to 10,000 is a 10% discount, and then you've got 10,000 to 20,000 is a 15% discount, and anything above 20,000 list token stake, you get a 20% discount on the store. You also get discount. You also get discounts on the services. The Hive Commerce website services. So if you want me to build you a website, host it for you, that kind of thing, then it gets you a discount on those services. And if you stake, list, that'll help pay for. Not it's all on that page. Yeah.
That's fantastic. I'm looking at it right
But
here.
yeah, it's all on that list token page. But yeah, so I try to give as much value as possible. And so now a new thing, and I've got to put it back on the page because I'd taken it down while I was having some issues. But a new thing that you mentioned is, yes, delegation. So now if you delegate Hive power to the Hive list account, and I'm thinking about doing it as well for the Hive Hustlers account, but that'll probably be in the next week or so.
Right.
But currently, right now, if you delegate to the Hive list account, you will earn list daily for your delegation. So I think it's 0.05 list per one Hive power delegated kind of thing. Just as an extra little drip, That way it can, we can help build curation in the community. Because like starting in this next month or two, I'm really getting back into curation with these accounts. I was wanting to really get into a lot of content creation and post curation and that kind of thing. Um, starting after the first of the year, but when I took over Hive Hustlers community, that sent my world into a whirlwind. So I've been really busy with that. So I finally got everything released, and calm mining is going. So we're going to talk about that.
Yeah. What is calm
Um,
mining?
so a little bit of a history. All right. So I had to come up with the Hive Commerce token, or I came up with the Hive Commerce token as a solution to a problem with the Hive Hustlers token ecosystem. All right. So when the original creator of the Hive Hustlers group came out with the token, he came out with the tokens before any use case really, and started airdropping them on people and everything. Got it just he rushed it. He rushed the tokenomics of it. We talked about it. It's no secret. And at some point in time, I think he did it in a couple of different bits, but he ended up burning. So there's two different tokens in the Hive Hustlers economy. You got the Hustler Miner,
Okay.
and then the Hustler Dollar. So the original thing was, of course, the Hustler Miner mined out Hustler Dollar. Well, what happened is at some point he had burned over time 90% of the miners and like 80% of the Hustler dollars. Or anyway, yeah. Yeah, it's 80% of the Hustler dollars he burned and then 90% of the miners. Um, so that, kind of like, put a tear in the community a bit. As far as, the investors not necessarily pleased about all that, and it kind of devalued the token a lot, honestly. Both tokens just completely sent them downhill. And the community kind of started breaking apart. Well, I hated to see that because it really had a lot of potential. So, in January, I talked to, Null Ghost, and we made a deal, and I absorbed everything with the Hive Hustlers community. And basically, the my original thoughts were to do like a swap into list and that kind of thing, but that going through the rich list and everything, and looking to see how many people had staked and all this kind of stuff, it would have been a nightmare, and I have to do all that kind of stuff. So I came up with a different solution. So with the acquisition came all kind of like cool toys, like in the form of smart contracts. So um, sat down with the original developer of the smart contracts, Rishi 556. You're my boy. Anyway, he's my little Yoda on the blockchain. But yeah, he's been helping me out with this stuff a lot, and got it set up to where now I have Hustler Miner, Hustler Dollar, and the list token. If you have all the combination, all of them, either or, whatever,
Yeah.
those three tokens now mine out the Hive Commerce token.
Okay.
What the Hive Commerce token is going to be, so we are in phase one now. That started the other day. So, which is just the essential, just the mining of it. It is no pre-sale, no pre-issuance, no airdrops, no pre-mine, nothing. It's straight, fresh issued tokens daily. Um, so because I didn't want to deal with securities issues and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, and plus, I kind of, the premise behind it is kind of like make it, as decentralized as possible. And I wanted to reward the holders of the tokens, like those community members, people that held on to the Hustler token through all the ups and downs. The same thing with my list folks. I wanted to reward those guys too. Because they've been with me. My initial early investors.
Yeah.
So I figured that what a great way to kind of revive these tokens, but to mine an income token. So what Hive Commerce is going to be is basically kind of like it's going to be almost like similar to like a D hedge or a bro coin or an indexed where it's going to pay out like a drip, and
Okay.
that'll be starting in phase two, which is going to be coming in quarter two. I'm going to give it a month from now. I'm going to just basically all the D City rewards that I get are going to go back into the Hive Hustlers D City. The CTP rewards that I'm getting from miners, because I just loaded up on some miners. I'm up to 1,000 CTP miners right now in that account, and trying to build up the stake in both that and my Logical Dude account, because I'm using some of that to delegate over to Hive Hustlers. But I'm going to be just piling into those accounts and building stake, as well as Leo too.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm watching what Leo's doing right now with their whole new second layer system, and I'm just kind of waiting. 'Cause I don't know if they're going to deprecate their Hive Engine token or not. So we'll see how that's going to work. But for now, I'm focused on Calm starting paying out CTP and SIM tokens daily based on the rewards from the Hive Hustlers account. So phase one is going to be or yeah. So we're in phase one now, which is mining and then just building those accounts up. And then starting in March, I'm going to be basically building like a month's worth of payout reserves and getting an average of how much is needs to get paid out, so that I can set the payouts and everything. And I'll probably do like a weekly or monthly average change, in how in the amount of tokens that get paid out. Just because, like, I mean, Sim right now, I mean, come on, we're getting charged 82% taxes. I mean, at this point, the income's kind of variable. So I need to get like an average on what I'm going to pay out. But yeah, Calm's going to basically be a payout token. And so when you stake the Calm token, it's going to start paying you out drips and sim and CTP. And I think I'm going to eventually add B to it, because I've got a bunch of worker bee going, and then weed tokens, because partially one, weed is it's an e-commerce token at this point, because we got the weed cash store. Plus, with the D City rewards, I've got a lot of weed farms, so I get paid out in weed rewards. So I might add weed to that drip list. I'm not 100% sure on that yet, but it's probably 85% going to happen.
So all you have to do is buy
So,
com and stake it to earn.
oh, you can buy Calm if you want, but I mean, the market's forming on it, but there's not a lot out there on the market right now. The best way to do it is to buy Hustler Miner and stake that. You can buy some Hustler Dollar, but I'll talk about that in a minute. And then you can go with the list token. So either way, the Hustler Miner, okay, has the bigger payout pool because there are less of those tokens in circulation. So that was how I set that up. So Hustler Miner gets a 600 coin rewards pool per day, whereas the Hustler Dollar gets a 400 coin rewards pool based on circulating supply, and then List gets a 200 a day rewards pool, again based on circulating supply. Um, so yeah, that's how I kind of made that up. So it's a total of 1,200 coins get issued a day. So the first day we had an issue with one of the rounds, so there was only 600 that got issued for the day, but everything's good to go now. So everything's
That's very interesting.
today has fired off without any problems. So I had to pause it yesterday because the contracts were set to fire at the same time that the Hive Engine server updates and everything were going on. So
Right. No, that's all very interesting. Thank you for sharing. So, did you notice that the price of Hive dollars spiked the other day? Did you notice that?
man, that went crazy. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about.
Well, I don't think it really affects us too much, other than that it gives us more confidence in our Hive dollars. But there was some trading on Upbit, and Upbit was
Hmm.
trading some Hive at a very high price. I was pleased to look at it, but I noticed now that it's come down a bit.
Yeah, it's probably settled back down. Yeah, that
But Hive is around 15 cents right now, which is
yeah,
pretty cool.
yeah, I'm liking it. So I'm glad I was smart and started piling in when it was cheap. So
Oh, yeah, definitely. Uh, if it went cheaper, I would get more, but even if it goes up, I'll probably still keep acquiring. It looks like Hive dollars are about $1.40 right now, so it's sort of found some equilibrium, but it wants to go higher.
yeah, I think like I wasn't around for it, but I was told when during the last bull run, I think Hive didn't Steam dollars go up to like 10 or 15 bucks a coin or something like that.
Definitely. And, people say Hive dollars is a stable coin, but it doesn't have to be. The
Yeah,
tokenomics of it is I think everybody who's on Hive, who's serious about the platform, should buy another Hive, 100 Hive dollars, and maybe another 4,000 Hive and lock it up and say, I'm not selling it. Because if you want it later, it might be more expensive.
yeah. Yeah, no, it makes me rethink, selling my Hive dollars back into Hive because I mean, honestly, I don't really use Hive dollars a whole lot. If I was able to trade Hive dollars out for like USDC, something that I can pay out for, that would be cool. But normally I just trade my Hive dollars back into Hive and use it for whatever I need to use it for.
I like to watch the price, and sometimes you can get a good
Yeah,
deal on the swap, but not always. You have to be trading a large amount, and it all depends on if there's liquidity for the price you want.
yeah. I think that was also another thing that I was actually trying to buy a bunch of Hive when all that happened, and when that pump happened, it broke block trades. Like something happened with them, and like yeah, my transaction failed. It took several hours for me to get my Hive, but I was whatever. It is what it is.
Well, there's this army of people on Twitter, Hive Twitter, and they're doing so much promotion. But are we ready for it? Do you think Hive is ready for a race to a million users, a million new users?
Um, that's a good question, man. And I applaud their efforts and everything, but yeah, it's as far as the network and everything is concerned, I don't really have any concerns over that. It's just you know, and that's one thing that's why I'm building these WordPress sites the way I'm building them is because I just don't think that average regular folks, I mean, not everybody is crypto nerds like us, and that's what I was talking to the guys in the Weed Cache group was, why I want to build this whole what I'm calling a bridge sites basically for Weed Cache is like, come on, man, we got to think about there's we're a rare breed of stoners, as far as the nerds are concerned. It's like not everybody can, understand all the different keys and all that kind of stuff right off the bat. And the couple of people that I've tried to get involved with it, just it overwhelmed them. So that's why I'm building this bridge site to where like with with Hive Hustlers, you've got off-chain activity. So instead of having to have, to rely on Discord or other means of communication, I'm trying to bring everything into one place. So with Hive Hustlers, you've got like an activity feed, which is basically, like a news feed, Facebook, Twitter news feed kind of thing, where people can communicate, get involved with the community, ask questions, that kind of stuff. There's different groups that you can get involved with that's off-chain, and then you can post on chain and get into comments and stuff like that there. But you can do that when say if you're a new person and you just want to stick your toe in the water kind of thing, you can sign up for a easy Hive Hustlers or soon to be WeCash account. And then when you sign up for Hive, you can enter all your Hive information in that profile and do all your posting from there if you want. So just trying to make it easier for people down the line. I love what Leo's doing with their easy, Leo infrastructure thing. I really, and I've put comments out there too, but never get any replies on it. But yeah, I would love to see like a WordPress plugin for Leo Infra. Just a hint, hint. You know, I would use that. It would be awesome. Because there's not currently not a WordPress sign in for Hive. And I have asked the EXXP people, I've, asked different developers, and everybody's like, no, I don't know. So I don't know. So I'm going to do it this way, but it gives you the ability to be able to interact, because you can log in with all of your different social logins. So if you wanted to share posts to Twitter, Facebook, all that stuff, you're already logged in. I'm going to eventually get in some Discord integration in there. So if you log in, you got your Discord signed in, it's already there. And eventually with Hive Hustlers, I'm going to build some. I got a idea for some ETH smart contract stuff, and you'll be able to do that as there. All under one login. You can just fill out your profile with all of your stuff, all of your different social media login stuff, and just go to one sign in there and be able to do it all. So, I don't know. It's been an idea I've been playing with for a long time.
That's very
So sorry, I'm kind
interesting.
of rambling a little bit.
Well, I'm going to start using this hivelist.io and the hivelist.org, which I was just
Do
looking
it.
at. You can see there all the list tokens reward for posting on this interface. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, use it. That's the thing we need to build the community up. So if you've got something, think of it as an advertising platform. If you've got something for sale, use the for sale tag. Or just come to a Hive list and just do it all there. Um, but yeah, use the for sale tag. If you have a service you want to offer, use the services tag. It has to have the S at the end. But yeah, just check out the list token page. It has all that information. But yeah, we need people using the community. I mean, I will go through occasionally and write, little warnings. I've had to, address some spammer issues and that kind of thing, and clean off a couple of people that were spamming the network and just posting up a bunch of copy and paste stuff. But I think they were getting hit by Hive watchers and stuff anyway. But again, that whole I like the popularity numbers so you can kind of see, who's good and who's not kind of situation. So, but yeah, I usually I try to just let it happen, but at the same time, if I'm seeing a bunch of posts that are just have nothing to do with Hive List, I will start going through and kind of like, hey, this is a marketplace, like please don't use it, just to
Inappropriately.
abuse the token, just to earn some tokens,
Yeah,
because these
definitely.
particular individuals were also earning tokens and immediately dumping them back on the market, kind of thing. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to build a platform, that people can use and feel safe on and that kind of thing. So that's
Well,
really
it
what I
looks
want to
good.
do.
It's professional. It appears to work. I'm going to play with it a little bit. And of course,
Yeah,
these things can always be a little bit buggy from time to time, but I've been actually very impressed with how consistent Hive is in general, even across the other things. If one interface goes down, you can always log in somewhere else and make sure that everything's still good.
absolutely.
It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to spend too much time on social media these days. Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff is just so much centralization of power, and I feel like it's unnecessary. And we're all realizing it. There's more and more documentary films coming out saying that maybe it's a bad idea that we're giving so much information to this group of people. And they've shown again and again that they cannot be trusted and that they will manipulate us as they can. And so, what we can do is rather than just say this is bad, we can say we're going to choose to use better tools. And better tools are available. And consider this a call to action to the viewers to use Hive List. Come to Leo Finance, sign in to Peak D and ESNC and all of these fantastic tools that are going to allow you to have control over your data. And your content is yours, and you're the only one who can sign in and edit it. If you were Satoshi Nakamoto, you'd basically be able to log in and make a post and say, "Hey, I'm here. I control these keys." Hive is, excuse me here. Hive is a whole different level beyond. I'm getting attacked. A whole level beyond Bitcoin, and I think that it's solving so many problems. And people are coming here and they're able to build on Hive, whereas you can't really do that on Bitcoin. You can't say, "Oh, I'm going to build something on Bitcoin." It's very difficult. At least here you can blog, and that's pretty much what you're doing on Facebook.
Even Ethereum, Hive has got so much. Hive, in my opinion, is the most overlooked and undervalued blockchain in the entire space because of all those reasons. We have everything that the average person needs. Okay, so with my problem with Ethereum is, you've gotten all these, rich whales that are using the system and pumping all this money into it, and the gas fees are freaking astronomical. Where I tried to put $20 on my BitPay card with USDC, and it wanted to charge me $40 in gas fees to do it. I'm like,
right?
No, you're crazy. And I kind of got, I had to. I don't know. I've had to place a comment. It kind of aggravated me a little bit, but it was like back when the wrapped hives and stuff was coming out. They called me Dan, made a comment, was like, "Oh yeah, most people don't care about paying the fees."
I do.
And I had to sit there and scratch my head, and I'm like, "Dude, most people don't have your money, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be real with you right now. Most people don't have your money. I do care very much about paying these Ethereum fees.
Absolutely.
So basically, the only thing I use Ethereum for is a store of value. I've got a couple of ETH sitting in Nexo earning interest right now.
Yeah.
That's all I use it for. I use it for collateral. Same thing with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's network fees are freaking crazy too. But Hive, I can use every single day, no fees. I can do whatever I want, and it doesn't cost me cost me an arm and a leg to actually use the network. It's free to use the network.
It really feels like it's a future economic model. And I don't know if you've read Dan's book that he just put out. It's called More Equal Animals. And I highly recommend everybody read it because it talks about forming new consensus models. And it's a really well written. I listened to it once, and I'm going to listen to it a couple more times before I try to dissect it. But what we're doing here on Hive is very much an exercise in the things that he's talking about in his book. And you can go check out his profile at Dan, and it's the only post he's made this last few weeks. But it's a really interesting book, and I think that we are building, the kind of future that we want, where human meaningful efforts are validated and, well, we call it gamify, but we're monetizing these things, and being able to write your ideas down and get tangible results is a huge deal for people, especially in countries like Venezuela or anywhere overseas in like Thailand. It might only be a couple Hive, but over there it could be lunch or more.
That has been an extremely humbling experience right there for me. Because I'm in the States and we don't take that into account, and because it's like, I'm sitting here wondering, like, what am I doing? Because, I don't get a lot of sales off the stores and everything. And I've had a couple of people, it's like, I can't afford to buy this stuff. And it's like, even like digital downloads, which are like, most of them are only like $3 or $4. I'm like scratching my head.
We'll
and
get there.
I've had, I've talked to people that are like doctors and stuff in like other countries that I make more delivery. I have a food delivery service. I make more delivering food than doctors do in some countries.
Wow.
And that has been an extremely humbling experience, and to know that, yeah, exactly that. For us, a vote is, like a little small upvote or something like that, maybe just, pennies to us or something like that. But yeah, exactly. To them, it could be a week's worth of food.
And I think
A good
that
post could be a week's worth of food or something.
I think once a lot of people start doing it, once people start coming to Hive and they experience giving up votes and receiving up votes, it's going to change the way social media weaves its fabric. People, if everybody on Facebook or social media was experiencing what we are experiencing, when we're
Hmm.
building a project or we're working on an idea and we get rewards for it, that are real and tangible, it's like, why am I wasting my time giving Mark Zuckerberg all of my personal information? All these
I'm done.
negative
Yeah.
opinions on here, people want to do things, but they're not actually building it. They're not working on it. Whereas here on Hive, a lot of users, well, here we are. We just had a great conversation about all the things you're working on. And I had a chat the other day with another guy, and he's working on a whole VR project. And I'm so excited to learn,
Well,
about all the different things that people on Hive are working on. It's just the beginning, but there's definitely going to be a lot more to come.
yeah, man, we got a lot of stuff going here, and like you said earlier, Hive allows people to come and build on it, and that was one thing that really attracted me to it once I started learning how I could build things. Because it's like, okay, I don't have to be like a super developer or anything to build something here. I can use WordPress to build something that interacts with the Hive blockchain. It's really easy. Or, yeah, you can just pay for them to do it for you, kind of thing. Basically like the condenser sites with, like I did with Hiveless. But you can anybody can build a community. It costs 3 Hive to build a community. And you can take that community and do whatever you want to do with it. You can actually build your own, like what I'm doing with Hive Hustlers. You can build your own front end that ties in and posts directly to your community and even pulls from your community. So anybody can do it. I don't have a ton of dev knowledge. I just know how to work WordPress, and yeah, anybody can do it. And that's what I love about it. Anybody can come and interact with this blockchain. It's easy. I've trying. I got a 21 and a 16-year-old, and I'm trying my best. I got my daughter signed up for an account. They help me out with some of the work. My son helps me out with some of the WordPress stuff, but he just hadn't really gotten into Hive yet. I've gotten them both into Bitcoin. They both have Bitcoin and everything, and they're finally getting it. So I'm just, it's
Well,
like,
they didn't grow up,
yeah,
with web pages. It's all just like a point and click now. I think that
yeah.
certain people will latch on and they recognize certain things about it and they get really excited about it. I've introduced Hive to probably 100 people. Some of them lose their keys. Some of them jump in right away and earn more money than I made when I first started.
Hmm.
I really enjoy the diversity of that and that it has something for everybody.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's not the amount of money that I'm, making on Hive. It's the fact that I am making money on Hive.
Right?
Because I mean, if you look at I make a lot of money on posts. I really don't, and I honestly, that's not what I'm here. I mean, yeah, it's cool. I mean, it doesn't hurt my feelings.
The
In
one
other
thing I
words,
was going to
if I
say,
don't get a bunch of upvotes or anything like that, because dude, you can sit here and there's so many different ways to invest in Hive where I'm making average 15% APR on my investments. It's
that's
crazy.
really good.
Most of it's just playing games.
When we were talking about the how much people earn in other countries, I was just going to say, back there used to be a lot of front ends that aren't up anymore. And one of them was a world map. And what it showed was in each country what your earnings are worth. Essentially, you could look at Cuba and see, your account, how much you're earning, where could you live? And you could live in all these places with your small Hive power, but then other accounts, of course, they have much higher net worth. Hive is real. It
Yeah.
works. It's an economic model. It's a new system of placing value on ideas and human meaningful efforts. Um, Hive is something that I hope if you're watching and you're not on Hive, you're going to get started and at least play with it. I got some links up here up on the screen. Leo Finance, you can check it out. I'm here with the Logical Dude, and I'm HiveCoffee. And we're probably going to do this again. I hope you'll come back and we can chat more about some other things in the future. And maybe we'll catch
Sure.
up on what Hive List is doing in a little while.
Excellent. Yeah, because I got a lot of projects coming up. I'd love to talk about everything. So
Excellent.
anytime, just let me know.
Well, thank you for joining me. I'm just going to end the live stream. You can stick around here in the chat for a minute if you like.
Okay.